Welcome to the channel, Annie Collins here. As I mentioned in a previous video, I am guest designing for Gerda Steiner this month. Today we're going to create this Halloween card. Let's go over the products I used to create this card. I used the new Halloween Ghost, which is GSD828. And this stamp set consists of 5 images of ghosts. This cute one here holding the little sign, these sentiments fit right into that little sign. And then we have that large sentiment that as well. You have the cute little ghost. He's my favorite with the glasses because I wear glasses. You have the ghost with the little headband, one popping out of a pumpkin, the witch one, and a witch one. All right, so I already went ahead and cut all of them, stamped and colored and cut all of my images. Today we'll be using the cute one with the glasses, of course, the headband one with his little treat bag, and then this little witch one right here. We're gonna use these 3 ghosts, and I'm gonna also create a little action here with an action wobble. I have a little piece already die cut and ready to use for our sentiment, which will be trick or treat. We'll stamp it right there. And then I already went ahead and cut all of our pieces of our pattern paper and cardstock. This pattern paper has a bunch of candy all over it, and this little diagonal stripe will be sort of like our sidewalk, so to speak. And then I picked up this lime green because it was in the paper, and I put it throughout with my coloring. I also have a 110-pound base A2 card. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp and color one of our ghosts just to show you how easy they are to color, 1, and 2, I've been asked to show my coloring, which you're going to see how tediously slow it is, but I will do it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and remove my image, and I'm just going to use a regular stamp block. When I stamped all these, since I stamped all my ghosts out at once, I used my Misty, but for this quick little demo, I'm just going to use my stamp block. I will bring in my Memento ink in Tuxedo black. Yes, I'm old school. And I have a few Copics that I pulled out. I have all the Copics that I used to color all the ghosts. We're not going to need all those, but I just still have them in a little tray that I use. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I also have a small piece of accent 80-pound opaque white ultra smooth cardstock. That's what I use for my Copic coloring. It's really smooth. The markers blend beautifully on it, so I love it. And it's easy to get a hold of and inexpensive. Alright, so, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my image. Just give it here a little press. And I like to let it sit for a minute, just to let that ink seep in really well. There it is, nice and crisp and clean, stamped image. And now I'm going to grab, here it is, I will grab my clipboard. I usually color on a clipboard with some copy paper on it. I like that better. Also, if anything seeps through my colored image, because it does, these Copic markers seep through the paper, I don't get it on anything else. So we're going to start by coloring our little pumpkin, and I'm showing you here the colors. I'm going to use 2 colors really quick because I want a little highlight on my little pumpkin. So I'm going to color the entire thing in with the lighter color, which is YR21. No, I think it's YR21 or YR2. I can't remember. So I have a few of them on the image, but on the screen, not the image. But I will place them all in the description box below for you. So you can see I color extremely slow. This is why I do not color usually on screen, because it will take us all day to watch this. To watch me color any image, and I color a lot of images because I do this. I'm on several design teams, so I do a lot of coloring of images. But these are quick and easy images to color. They're ghosts. I chose to use a blue highlight on my ghost, but you can use any highlight you would like. What I mean is when I go around the ghost to give it some dimension, I end up using a blue marker, but you can use, you know, a purple would be so much fun. You can use grays, whichever colors you prefer, yellows to give it that almost glowing, any colors you prefer. It's your choice, your card, you do your own thing. And you can make it go solid for all you know, if you want. Okay, so for his little headband, his or her little headband, I went with a bright green to match our bright green cardstock that I'm using for layering. So I'm just going to color the headband and up to the eyeballs that are sticking up on top. I will not color the eyeballs green. I could have, it would have been really cool, but I chose not to. I'm going to color them the same color I color the ghost, which I'm going to use B000, so 3 zeros. So I'm going to quickly give that a little go around, and all I do is outline the ghost with the blue. So meaning I stay as close to the black line with the blue marker, and then I bring it up towards the bottom. I mean, the indication of where your shadow should be is right on your stamp, which is great. These are cute small images that are quick to color. And I just follow that, and I even follow the eyes, and these cute little ghosts have eyebrows with their little expressions. Adorable. So I just quickly go all the way around. We're almost done. Don't forget to add the little shadow underneath the bag. And then I extend the shadow of his little arms holding the bag. I do that because it gives more emphasis to his little arms and him holding everything. Okay, we're just about done. I know, so slow. Okay, and this is why my son makes fun of me. He's like, Mom, you color like so slow, like molasses. Gotta move on. And I'm like, hey, I need to take my time. Anyway, it's not a race. It's just, you know, for fun. All right, so my image is colored, and now I would fussy cut this because I do not have the dies for this, and I'm sure that Gerda Steiner will create dies. Most of their stamped images have dies. All right, so now we get to build our card. Now we're going to speed up just a little bit. I do not move this fast either. All right, so I'm going to stamp my sentiment in that little piece of white cardstock that we have there, and I'm also going to use my stamp block here. I'm going to quickly pick up our sentiment, and then I'll bring in some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It's a nice detailed ink, so it's perfect for small sentiments like this, for any sentiment really. Alright, so now I'm going to stamp that in there, and I'm going to go ahead and set that aside because it takes a little bit longer to dry than, let's say, Memento. Memento dries really quick. Alright, so now let's build our card. I'll bring in some Burley Arc glue to put all our pieces together. I'm going to start by adding this little diagonal stripe. This paper is all double-sided pattern paper, and it's from Maker's Movement. It's the Tricks and Treats collection. I've had it in my stash for a while. I'll link it if it's still available below. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere the diagonal stripe. I'm using this sort of like an anchoring or a sidewalk, so to speak, for our little trick-or-treater ghost. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the bottom there, and then I'll adhere this panel to the layering cardstock. My layering cardstock is actually heavyweight as well. It's 110-pound light green cardstock. Gonna go ahead, it's almost like a lime green, but I'm gonna go ahead and then adhere this panel to our card base. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned it, but I'll mention it again. This is an A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's a side folding card. So once that's all adhered, we can bring in our little ghost. And I have added foam adhesive to the back of our little ghost. I'll remove all the adhesive backing. And then this one here with the little headband, I'm going to place right a little bit lower on our little thing, our little walkway here. And I'm just showing you, I just colored it the same way I did for my card. Alright, so then the little witch goes, I'm going to place a little higher on the little walkway. And that'll also give me some space for adding our embellishments that I'll add towards the end. So she goes a little bit higher right there. Now, the cutie ghost with the glasses is going to become an action wobbler. Action wobblers are these little plastic doohickeys. I don't know what else to call them. But basically you place your, adhere one side to your image and the other side to your card. They already have adhesive on them. You just have to remove the adhesive backing. And then wherever you place it, then your little object will be able to move. What I like about them is they lay flat for mailing, so when you stick it in your envelope it'll go flat, but when it's out it'll spring up and then you can move the wobbler. And he just dances up there, so he's floating, doing his thing. So cute, oh my goodness. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere our sentiment, and I have a piece of purple cardstock here. And I pulled out the purple because there's purple on the little sidewalk and there's a few purple candies. So all the other colors are represented, and I didn't want purple to feel like, hey, what about me? So I'm using that to layer behind our sentiment. So I'm going to trim off the excess because it's a little bit bigger, because I wasn't sure if I was going to use that little piece or not. And then I'm going to put a few foam adhesive dots behind it. And I'll just place it right up here on the left hand side. Once it's up there, it's ready to go. Now for some finishing touches, I pulled out some clay bits that I have in my stash, and I have 3 little bats I'm going to place up here near our sentiment, and then I have a few candies that are going to be across the bottom as our little walkway, almost like our guys are so excited to get their candy they're dropping them along the way. I've seen this happen with my own children. They get so excited with their little buckets, they're like, yay, I have candy, and they're shaking it and candy's flying everywhere. So I figured, why not add that little whimsy to our card? So I put a little green bat up by the sentiment that brings in some of that green to that area, a little purpley pink bat, and then because I didn't have an actual purple, so pinky color where it went, and then a little black bat. Like I said, I'm going to put some candy, so I have some candy corn, some stripy candies, and a little pumpkin jack-o'-lantern looking piece right there. So I think I'm just going to add another one right about here, and I think we should be done. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and move everything over, and there is a little trail of candy. And our cute action wobble little ghost. I mean, how cute is he shaking up there? These ghosts are super adorable. I have another video coming up soon with this, so be on the lookout. So again, we use the Halloween ghost, which is GSD828 from Gerda Steiner. I'll have everything linked in the description box below for you. Thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration.